about right. I feel like I've got you pretty squiffy. Hello, hello, morning. Happy Friday. Still drinking coffee. I swear I do move in between these. Hope you're very well this morning. It's nice and sunny, which is good. Hopefully you can see me okay. I think I'm set up okay over there. All looking okay over here. Fab. So, yes, today my plan is the usual Friday morning to sort of get up and stretch and try and wake up a little bit. That's the plan. I'll probably focus on shoulders and back a little bit, but we'll just have our usual, just a little flow, probably around 20 minutes or so, something like that. And then I shall leave you to your VE day. I hope you all, get to go out in the sun a little bit. So we'll just get straight to it, I reckon. I think we are 1:15. Oh, yeah, I think so. So, seated pose to start for me. I'm sorry, I'm just getting all the fluff off my feet. I'm so professional. Sitting up nice and tall for me. And just settling in for a minute. So just allowing the breath just to settle in a nice neutral place. Just slowly starting to check in with the body, just seeing how it feels. And we're just going to take 3 breaths together just as we are, but seeing if we can take the breath down to the belly. So as you breathe in, I want you to feel your chest lift, the back straighten, the breath go down to the belly. And then as you breathe out, start from the belly, release the breath, feel it come back up through the chest and out through the nose. So in and out through the nose 2 more times. We take that inhale, lift up. And then as you exhale, starting from the belly. And one more. So big inhale. And exhale. Good. We'll start to put a little movement into this. So I want you to take an inhale, lift the hands up to the ceiling. As you exhale, twist across the body. So take both hands over to one side. One can catch the outside of your knee. The other can just swing round to the back. Take an inhale, lift up. Exhale, swing across to the other side for me. So again, you can just catch the knee. Try and lengthen the spine here and look over the shoulder. I'm going to do that one more time. So take an inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist. And one more big inhale up. Exhale, twist. Good. Take a nice big inhale, lift up. And on the exhale, take a gentle forward fold for me. So just bringing yourself down, giving your bum that wiggle. Just try and relax. Either crossing the arms over your chest if you prefer, or lengthening the arms out in front of you and bringing the head down. We're going to take 3 breaths here, so it's quite a little bit of time just to ease it down. So as you inhale, we can create that space, lift the chest. And then as you exhale, try and soften down. 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, slowly start to lift your chest. Walk the hands in towards you, then send them backwards. And we're going to take a little stretch for the hips here. So I want you to place your hands on the floor, if you need to, on a cushion or something raised. And then inhale, lift your hips up, relax your head back. So we're pushing from the chest and from the hips. So you can feel a little squeeze in your bum, just lifting up as much as you can. Take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, relax it back down. Good. Just start to sway over to one side so you can release your foot, and we'll come up onto all fours. So just going to move around. So we want into box pose, sorry. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. So a nice little flat back position. And we'll just start to take a few cat-cows to wake the back up. So take an inhale, lift your head and your bum nice and high, belly low as you look up. And then exhale, curl the spine, looking in between the legs. If I can see past my t-shirt. There we go. Stretching into the back. So your inhale takes you through to cow. Push the hands down. And then exhale, curls you round. 2 more just the same. So big inhale, lift up. Easy exhale, curl it round. And one more. Find a nice neutral spine just somewhere in the middle. And we're going to come into down dog straight away today. So I want you just to move those hands slightly further away, curl the toes, and take that big inhale to lift up. Bums nice and high, walking on the spot. You know the drill now, probably in our down dog, just taking all the weight into the back of the legs. If it feels good, try taking your feet out to the width of your mat. Really lean backwards here. So there should be a big stretch for the back, but a lot of it down and towards the legs. Keeping your feet in this position for me, we're going to lift down into a little puppy dog. So a little down dog to puppy dog, but with wide legs. So I want you to take an inhale, lift up to your tiptoes. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, bring your bum low. See how low you can get towards your mat. And then take a big push and lift all the way back up. Good. 2 more just the same. So we inhale, lift up. Exhale it down. Good. Inhale, lift up. Good. One more time for me. So we'll inhale, lift up. Exhale down. And then push it up. And release. Good. Bring your feet a little closer together. And then we'll walk up into a little forward fold pose. So we just walk the feet to meet the hands. Oh, squeaky floorboard. Oh, I've gone completely fuzzy. There we go. I'm back. Friday morning. So feet hip distance apart. Knees nice and soft, and we'll take our ragdoll. So we bring hands to opposite elbows, relax the head down, and have that nice little sway side to side. Give your head a little bit of a shake if that feels good. Take a nice big deep inhale. And then as you exhale, relaxing those hands down towards the ground. Again, we can keep a little bend in those knees. But we'll take our twist here. So I'm going to take my right hand to the outside of my left leg and then inhale the left hand all the way up to the ceiling, looking up if you can. Exhale back down. Same thing on the other side. So we cross it over, big inhale, lift up, and then exhale back down. Bend those knees. Inhale, roll up to stand. Squeeze the tummy as you go. Big exhale once you get there. Probably rearrange all your clothes once you're there. And then we're going to come into mountain pose. So we're going to bring those feet nice and close together. Big toes touching if you can, hips forward. Bring the hands out to the side. Let's see if I hit a window or wall. Take an inhale, lift the hands all the way up to the ceiling. Oh, so close. And then on your exhale, if it feels good, take a very gentle back bend. So just lean it back. Inhale up to the top. Exhale to a little swan dive down. So hands to shoulders, stick your bum out, come down with a nice flat back, and bend those knees if you need to, so you can come down comfortably. Put a bit of space between the feet, and then send your right leg back to low lunge. So send it back. Just settle in there. If you need to, drop the back knee, uncurl the toes. If you're happy to, we're just going to stay up a little bit higher for this one. Twisted lunge here for me. So right hand down, inhale that left hand all the way up to the ceiling, and then exhale back down. Onto that open side. So big inhale, open out to the right, and then exhale, soften it back down. Good. We're going to come up for our little higher lunge here. So I want you to take those hands away. Make sure the legs feel nice and strong. Once they do, inhale, lift it up. Bring the hands into a little prayer pose right by your chest and soften into your lunge position. So we are going to feel it in those legs a little bit. Good. Once you're here, inhale, lift up. Just a little movement, maybe straighten the front leg. And then as you exhale, soften down again. 2 more of those. So inhale, lift up. Exhale down. One more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. Staying in that low lunge. I know it's going to be feeling it in that leg. I want you to release your hands and interlace them behind your back and send them down your back. So maybe towards your bottom, maybe past your bottom if you can. Just stretching there. So a little stretch for the shoulders. Good. Take a big inhale, look up. And as you exhale, if you've got the wiggle room, I want you to lean forward and bring those hands up as much as you can to stretch the shoulder blades. Good. Take a big inhale. Exhale, release those hands down, coming into that low lunge. Good. Soften the back knee down, uncurl the toes. Little runner's lunge for me. So walk yourself back, come onto the heel, rest in this little pose for a minute or two. Got a little bit of energy going on there. Also noticed how hot my room is suddenly this morning. Amazing. Bit of hot yoga for me. So just a little bit of gentle movement here. You can always bend that front knee. Put my trousers up for you. So you can, so that feels a little bit better. Soften in. If you wanted a deeper stretch, lift the bottom and then really stretch and lean forward here. Whatever feels good. Walk yourself forward, curl the back toes, lift up to your low lunge position, push your left leg back to down dog. So big push for me, all the way back, pedal into those feet. Breathe. And we're going to do the same thing for the other side. So we're going to walk up to the top of our mat for forward fold again. Take your time. Once you're there, feet hip distance apart, knees nice and soft. Either just that little forward fold, that little sort of zombie hunch, or we can go for a little ragdoll if you prefer, if that dangling doesn't feel so good. Take a nice big deep inhale. And then as you exhale, relax those hands down. Good. Little twist again. So right hand outside of your left ankle. Inhale that left hand all the way up to the ceiling. And then exhale back down. Same thing on the other side. So we cross it over. Big inhale, lift up. Exhale back down. Bend those knees. Inhale, roll up to stand. Squeeze the tummy as you go. Head's the last thing up. Big exhale once you're there. A little shimmy around. Bring your feet a little closer together for me for mountain pose. Hands out to the side. Take that big inhale to lift up. And on that exhale, if it feels good, very gentle back bend. Inhale all the way up to the top. Exhale, swan dive down. Hands to shoulders, stick your bum out. Come down, bend those knees if you need to. Put a bit of space between your feet. Lean to your right, send that left leg back to low lunge. Good. Just shifting around. Find your spot. If you need to, soften that back knee down. A lot of these moves can be done a little bit lower. See how it feels. Twisted lunge to start. So left hand down. Inhale your right hand all the way up. And then exhale back down. Same thing on our open side. So big inhale, open out. And then exhale back down. Good. Coming in towards our higher lunge. So we want to make sure our feet feel nice and grounded, legs feel nice and strong. Look forward. Inhale, lift it up. Bring those hands into prayer pose and just settle into your low lunge. Breathe. Lift and lower. It's nice small movement again. So inhale, lift up. Maybe straighten those legs. Exhale, soften down. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. One more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. Good. If you can, release those hands, interlace them behind your back. Just settle into your little lunge position here. Have that little shift around if you need it. Take a nice big inhale for me. Open the chest. Send those hands back. As you exhale, if you fancy that little challenge, lean forward. Bring the hands up. Stretch those shoulders. You could also just hold on to hands going onto opposite arms if you prefer. This is a bit much. Take a big inhale. Exhale, release those hands down towards the ground. Good. Push back, down dog. So ground the hands down, push back. Breathe. Pedal into your feet. Take a nice big deep inhale. As you exhale, soften the knees down to the ground. Uncurl the toes. Rest back in child's pose. Have a breather for me. That's definitely got my heart rate up a little bit. Got me moving a little bit. Then we just want to work in towards those shoulders a bit before we finish. So we're going to take a thread the needle with the arms. In your child's pose, not quite baby, a bit older, child's pose, lift your head and I want you to take your right hand to kind of pick it up and then slide it underneath your left arm. So we're going to slide it all the way across, coming onto the shoulder and bring the head down. So you can really try and relax your arms here. You might find there's a spot that feels most comfortable for that left hand. You might even want to wrap it around the body. Just try and settle in here and focus on the stretch in your shoulders. Breathe nice and deep. Lost where my microphone is. There it is. One more breath on this side. I've not had my full coffee yet, clearly. Then we'll take our inhale, slide it through, bring the right hand back down, and then moving on to the other side. So I'm going to pick up my left hand, slide it all the way through, come down onto the side of my face, and get the stretch there. Again, you could soften this arm. You can bring the hand in, keep the elbow out wide. It's just about finding what suits you, what feels good today. Just trying to allow the body to soften into this pose to get the stretch that the shoulders need. And we're still just trying to relax the body down. Just after you build up that energy, it's good just to let it settle, let the body release, and just check in with how it feels. One more breath. On your next inhale, we can slowly start to lift up. Then just come back into your regular child's pose for me, or we can take the knees out wide and come down onto the chest and the chin or the cheek, whichever you prefer. You can bring those hands in if you prefer as well, even resting the forehead onto the hands. From this position, start to lift your head. I want you to bring yourself up, slide the knees together if you had them out wide, come over onto your bottom, and then sweep your legs forward. So we're just going to finish with a little forward fold, just to fully stretch the back out for the day. So, I'm very warm. Sitting up nice and tall for me. You're going to just casually move your bum cheeks out the way. So as casually as you can, move your bottom so you can feel your sit bones. If you can get those toes to face up to the ceiling, that's great. If you want to soften them, if you want to put a bend in the knees, whatever you need to do, okay? But just sitting up nice and tall for me, bring the hands down. Take an inhale to lift all the way up. And then as you exhale, lean forward with the tummy and slowly roll down. So one notch at a time. If you can use your peace fingers, so your index and middle finger just to hook onto your big toes, that's great. Elbows soft and relax the head down there. I'm going to take 5 breaths here, which is, I know, a little bit longer than usual, but we really want to try and ease the back out, ease the legs out. So as I inhale, I'm going to lift my chest and look forward. And then as I exhale, I'm going to allow the body to relax. So 4 more breaths with me, just in your own time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. Two more, if I can count. It's always questionable. Last one. Slowly start to release those feet. On your inhale, gently roll up. And then I just want you to come back to your seated pose where we started. So again, just lean to one side, sweep yourself around, and come into a little seated pose. Look at that, 20 minutes on the dot. I'm getting good at this keeping time, sort of. So, so just a nice seated pose for me. And all I want us to do is just check in on that breath one more time. So just see how it feels. Lengthening the spine, just breathing in and out through the nose 3 times. So as you inhale, feel the chest lift, the spine lengthen, the breath go down to the belly. As you exhale, releasing from the belly, the ribs, the chest, and up. 2 more for me. Last one. And namaste. Thank you guys for joining me this morning. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you have a really lovely Friday. I certainly am really warm now. I think it's warmer this morning than I realised. So yes, hopefully you all are getting the bank holiday to do something nice in the sun. I best go and release my guinea pigs into the garden. And yeah, I will be back next week. I would have thought it would be, I mean, all depends on Boris, doesn't it? But I would assume I will probably be back Tuesday night, Thursday lunchtime, Friday morning. I think that sounds about right. But I will probably put something out Sunday night or Monday for you. And I've been trying to upload a few videos onto Instagram, but it's not very happy at the moment. But there will be some stuff on YouTube. That's probably the best place to look if you're wanting some pre-recorded sort of 20-minute stuff, just like we've done here. Yeah, but that's it. Feel free to leave me any questions or anything, and have a lovely 3-day weekend. Now's the awkward bit. I will say goodbye, but have to get up and turn you off. So there goes YouTube.